plants for nutrients, water, and sunlight. And the new weeds in your field, especially when you plant your seedlings or your seed germinating, will have an impact on your seed growth, your seedling growth. You need to reduce this competition from the beginning. So you need to establish a weed management program. Again, that weed management program is how you go about controlling those weeds. Identify weeds in your field. Know what weeds persist in your field. That will help you in when you develop your weed management program, what measures you need to control that particular weed. Understand the life cycle of the weed. Very important, because understand that life cycle will help you to manage and control that weed. Before planting, implement weed control measures. You want to give your seeds and or seedlings as much advantage as possible in the field when you plant them. So controlling weeds in the beginning is very critical. You don't want them competing with the weeds for nutrients, sunlight, and water, because some weeds are very aggressive and will take over your fields. So controlling weeds in the field early gives an advantage to your seedlings. Select the appropriate herbicides to control weeds in their susceptible stage. In other words, once you understand the life cycle of the weeds, you will know when you need, when you can treat those particularly with a particular chemical to get more maximum effectiveness with that chemical if you're controlling that. You rotate your herbicides, again, to prevent resistance being developed within the weeds. Using mulch helps suppress weed growth. Mulch helps to reduce that sunlight infiltration into the soil, so it helps suppress the weed growth. So it gives your crops that advantage actually to grow and develop. And to use integrated weed management. We talk about integrated pest management. You have integrated weed management. You're using cultural practices, biological, mechanical, chemical. Again, cultural practices is by keeping your fields clean, try to reduce the spread of weed seeds. So, like even before, when you go in your field, you try not to spread weeds from one side of the field to the next to another field. So you do clean your equipment, wash it off, make sure you carry no mud hole seeds. So not spreading that. Try to control the weeds. If you control the weeds, don't give the weeds time to actually form seed. Control them before the seeds, because the seeds will remain in the soily area and will spring back again. So if you control the weeds before the actual seed, that's another method. You want to exhaust that weed seed bank in the soil. Mechanical methods you could use. I see now there's this, is called a rotary harrow, where you actually, to protect the soil, in terms of reduce the disturbance of the soil, that's a harrow that spins like this. So you have your weeds, and then actually just remove that inch to inch and a half depth, and just spin and moves and pulls the weeds up. So that weeds comes as a mark on the field again. That's a mulch there. Suppress the weeds. So mechanical methods. Chemical, again, last resort if you need. If it's at that point that you need to control weeds, use the chemical application. An effective plant program calls for good planning. You need to plan what it is you're going to do before you actually start to do it. You need to organize all your inputs, where you're getting your stuff from, how you're going about doing these things. So planning is very important. Let me ask anyone here, does anyone do any sort of planning before they actually start production? I mean, thoroughly, go through everything and plan it out. Let me see a show of hands. But we do plan. I mean, we do plan, but we don't plan fully. We know, well, listen, we have to do X, Y, and Z, but that's possible. We need to plan things fully so that we are on top of things. We know what's going to happen, how we're going to be doing things, where we're going to get things from. So planning is very critical. Very critical. So we need to plan. Timely impartation activities. We need to do our activities in a timely fashion. We can't just go and start. We're going to start to prepare the field. Prepare. When we come, be ready for seedlings. Seedlings are ready yet, but the field prepared. Everything must be timed. Because the longer that field remains bare, we start to come back up again. So which means you have to go back in and deal with that. So time your process, time what you're doing. Time your application. So when you prepare the field, ensure that, hey, if I know I'm going to prepare the field, I will put the head in my order. If the nursery tell me, okay, it takes you 4 weeks before you get the seedlings or saying, right? You would time your activity so that when that time comes, your field is ready, hey, you collect your seedlings and you start to plant and move from there. Timing is very important, because you don't want to be having to go and prepare a field, spray for chemical, treat for weeds and everything, and then there's a time lapse. You're setting back your production program. You put in your seedlings at a disadvantage. So timing in the operation is very cool, very critical. Irrigation. You set up your irrigation system, you plant your seedlings, you run your irrigation system running, and then you realize, hey, there's a problem, my irrigation system not working properly. All these things you need to avoid. You need to plan. Fertilization, you want to ensure you have the nutrients, everything, all your fertilizer inputs there. You want to ensure the equipment working. You don't want to go and start fertilizing and then you realize, hey, my equipment ain't working. That means that your crops, certain parts, if you're not getting the required rates of fertilizer being applied. Quality planting material. Again, you need to start with good quality planting material if you want to ensure a successful crop. Once the crop has any weaknesses or damage, you start by there. So the key thing is that inspect your seeds, ensure you have good quality seeds, ensure that they're certified seeds. Look at your seedlings, observe your seedlings, look at the root mass of your seedlings, look at the actual stem of the seedlings, look at the leaves. Any sort of nutritional deficiency or any signs of disease, you don't want to start with that. So these are very important things to look at. And ensure you have the required agro inputs. Very important. You want to have everything there to hand. So when you start your production, you don't have to be like running down the road to go and get something to come back. You need to have everything there, that everything is done in a timely fashion, because having all your inputs would dictate your timely imputation activities. Finally, good management. Management is critical to any cropping operation. You need to be on top of that. You need to manage everything you do on the farm in an efficient and timely way, keeping records, a track of everything happening, all the activities, because all this would dictate how successful your cropping operation will be, or how successful your planting program will be. Management is very important. And with management comes with record keeping. You need to keep records, because at the end of the day, when you harvest that crop, you want to be able to go over your record and see what problems you had or limitations you met during that particular crop, because it could dictate you changing your adjusting your programs to cater for some problem that came up. So good management is very important. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings me to the end of my presentation.